Hi, I'm Danny and these are my Diecast Disasters. In this video I'm going to be making a custom hauler to carry around a little Meyers Manx. So I'm going to be bashing together a Hot Wheels 67 Chevy C10 and a Matchbox MBX Flatbed King to make the hauler. Then I've got a rough looking little Meyers Manx here. We'll start off making the hauler, so let's just have a closer look at the MBX flatbed. It's got a pretty ugly cab on it, but it's got this really cool deck on the back. It slides out. And the Chevy C10, this is in pretty good nick. I think it's from a 2018 5-pack maybe. Okay, so I'll crack on and take them apart. I'll start out with the Chevy. And then the flatbed Matchbox. Next I use some paint stripper to remove the paint off of the casting of the Chevy. I'm not going to bother with the cab on the Matchbox because I'm not going to be using it. Next I cut off the deck on the Chevy. So that's going to be the cab for our hauler. Just give it a clean up with a wire brush on my rotary tool. Get rid of all that oxidation and any paint that's remaining on the casting. There's a couple of casting lines along the front panels there, so I'll just remove them with my needle file and some sandpaper. Next I cut off the front cab interior from the flatbed. Next I'm going to cut off the front of the chassis there for the truck. Next I'll cut off the rear wheels from the chassis on the Chevy. Here's the interior from the Chevy. I'll cut the rear deck off of that. There we go, there's it all fitting together. And that's how the rear section from the truck's going to fit on. So I'll glue the two chassis together. Then added some new side pipes there. I had a headache rack to the deck with some styrene. And here's how it's all going to go together. So I'm nearly ready to start painting that cab, but first of all I drilled and tapped the post there. Okay, so I'm going to do it in candy orange, so I started out with some black primer and I gave it a couple of coats of silver. And it was finished with 3 or 4 coats of candy orange. I'm going to do the deck in orange as well, but because the paint's going to rub off of that inside part, I'll just put a bit of masking tape over it. it was the same process, black and then silver, and then the candy orange. Here's the chassis after I've hit it with some black. I then painted this in steel, and then it was given a light coat of rust texture on the base, and I hit the tanks and stuff on the side there with a little bit of chrome. Here's the sliding deck. All I've done is masked off the little clips that hold it on, and then I painted this in steel. The interior had that chrome all over it, so I removed that with some hot water and caustic soda. And then I've detailed it here. It's white and orange for the interior. And I've also detailed the grille. These are the wheels I'm going to be using. They haven't got painted rims though, so I hit them with some black and then silver. So there's all the parts of our custom Matchbox Hot Wheels hauler ready to go together. Let's just take a quick look back at what we started with. So there's our kind of cool looking Matchbox flatbed and our low-down Chevy C10. So let's bash them together and see what we come up with. And here it is, our finished Chevy C10 hauler, sporting that cool new tipping flat deck. A nice new candy paint job, some detailing inside and out, and a nice new set of wheels. So I think that's looking pretty cool, but what use is a hauler without something to haul around on it? And what would be more fun than a little Meyers Manx beach buggy? So here's my example. It's looking a bit scruffy, it's missing the front windscreen there. Somebody's got a bit busy over the graphics on the front there with the Sharpie. It's a pretty tough little model though, it's all metal parts apart from the interior. So we'll crack on and take this one apart. There's a couple of posts to drill out. Then it pops apart. So this has got a nice metal base. It's also got another little metal motor part. And also the metal body. You don't often see a car with that many metal pieces in it these days. And there's the plastic interior. So again, I used some paint stripper to strip the paint off of the casting. Here it is, drilled and tapped the rivet posts. And I've given all of the 3 cast pieces there a clean up with a wire brush. Of course the windscreen's missing, so I'm going to have to make a replacement. Made a frame here out of some styrene. I'm going to use my pin vise to drill a couple of little holes in, and then I can use these to stick the frame in and glue it in place. So there we go, that's looking a bit better. I'm not going to bother putting any glass in there as I think it'll look a bit untidy. So time for some paint. Start out with a coat of black primer. And I hit it with some white aluminium. And I finished it off with a few coats of candy red. Next I detailed it, and then I masked off the top and hit the bottom with some more black. Here's the interior after I've cleaned off as much of that red chrome as I could with some hot water and caustic soda. And there you can see I've just painted it black and detailed the roll bar and the steering wheel. And here we are, all the parts of our little Meyers Manx. We've got some green light wheels to go on it. So we'll take a quick look back at our scruffy looking little dune buggy. Missing its windscreen. Slathered all over with black Sharpie and generally looking in a bit of a state. And here it is after we've given it a quick custom resto. Looking much happier now with the new windscreen. A nice candy red paint job. And those cool new wheels. So I think our little Meyers Manx is looking much happier now. Ready to go out and race around over some sand dunes. But we want to get it to the beach in some style, so we better load it up on the back of our Chevy hauler. And here it is, our complete finished build. Custom Chevy C10 flatbed hauler and a little Meyers Manx. This was a really fun project, went together really well. The Chevy and that truck seemed to go together like they were made for each other. And I've been having quite a bit of fun doing these Hot Wheels customs in general lately. You can let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, a massive shout out to my awesome Patreon supporters. Thanks heaps for helping to support the show. If you'd like to help out as well, check out the link in the description below. Thanks heaps for watching this video. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to like and subscribe. Check out my channel for heaps of similar videos. Take care, and I'll catch you next time.